After a massive artillery barrage lasting until dawn on May 10th, the infantry moved out. They crossed the Asato River, and by 0800 hours, the assault regiments had 2 battalions across. The attack developed rapidly. A bridgehead, 1,400 yards wide, was established under heavy enemy fire. By the end of the first day, tanks were brought forward. On May 11th, they crossed the river using a Bailey Bridge, constructed overnight under fire by the 6th Engineer Battalion. With tanks now supporting the infantry, pressure on Japanese defenses intensified. The battle escalated. Naval gunfire and artillery roared overhead. Infantry pressed forward through explosions and chaos, ignoring the constant threat of death. Wounded men were evacuated as tanks and infantry pushed toward heavily fortified coral positions near the coast. Elsewhere, the battlefield shook under relentless artillery exchanges. In another sector, preparations began to assault a fortified enemy hill. Under covering fire, infantry teams advanced carefully, moving in small groups, using terrain for concealment. With explosives and flamethrowers, they systematically destroyed entrenched enemy positions. On May 13th, the 22nd Marines advanced up a steep escarpment toward Shuri. Troops advancing along the main road were subjected to continuous and devastating artillery fire. By May 14th, Japanese forces were driven from key high ground positions. Artillery observers directed heavy bombardment into the city. Below the high ground lay a suburban area separated from Naha by the Asato River. Machine guns opened direct fire into enemy-held positions. Infantry advanced downhill through ancient tombs carved into the hillsides. Supported by tanks, Marines launched a coordinated assault. After intense fighting, they secured the suburb, overcoming Japanese troops entrenched in rubble and conducting suicide attacks. By the end of the engagement, the 22nd Marines held the north bank of the Asato River and its mouth. Meanwhile, the battle shifted eastward. Using the cover of a railroad embankment, troops advanced across open ground. However, their left flank became dangerously exposed. Japanese forces responded with overwhelming firepower. Artillery, mortars, and rockets rained down on advancing Marines. Despite the danger, U.S. forces brought in rocket units, self-propelled artillery, additional armored support to maintain momentum. In just 4 days, the 22nd Marines had crossed the Asato River and advanced toward the next major objective. But the Shuri line still held. Breaking it required more than frontal assault. It demanded flanking maneuvers, deep penetration, total coordination. At the center of this struggle stood a small but deadly objective, Sugarloaf Hill. This hill formed part of a defensive triangle with nearby ridges. It was the key to the entire Shuri defense system. If the Japanese held it, the American advance would stall. If it fell, the entire line could collapse. Lieutenant General Simon Bolivar Buckner, Jr. joined Major General Lemuel C. Shepard, Jr. to observe operations in the sector. From May 12th to May 19th, the battle for Sugarloaf Hill raged. It became one of the most brutal and costly fights in Marine Corps history. Under relentless machine gun and rifle fire, Marines advanced across open ground. They crawled through mud, volcanic ash, and shattered terrain. The fighting was savage. Hand-to-hand combat, flamethrowers, grenades. Casualties mounted rapidly. Still, the Marines pressed forward. Sugarloaf Hill changed hands over 11 times. Each assault cost lives. Each gain was temporary. The Japanese committed massive forces to hold the position. The Americans poured everything into taking it. By the end of the battle, the 6th Marine Division suffered over 2,600 casualties. The 22nd and 29th Marines lost more than 1,200 additional men. Despite devastating losses, the Marines held their ground. They dug in and refused to give it back. On May 18th, the 29th Marines attacked again. This time, they would not be driven off. By May 19th, Sugarloaf Hill was finally secured. Even after the battle, the hill revealed its cost. Bodies were still being recovered. The ground itself told the story of the violence that had taken place. With Sugarloaf captured, the Marines pushed forward. They crossed the river barrier and entered the eastern outskirts of Naha. The fall of the Shuri line was now only a matter of time.